Hi, this is George. This part of my doodle swatches, and I was working out the color Prussian blue from cotton, but today I'm going to go a bit differently, and I'm going to put a bit of paper towel here so I don't get unduly influenced by what's on this side. I'm going to use my mechanical pencil, but if you want to use any other kind of pencil, go for it. Just remember to go lightly so that you can erase the pencil marks that you want without a lot of effort. And to that end, I'm going to use my kneaded eraser once I'm kind of happy with what's going on. But remember, nothing in art is an accident. You may think that you may have ruined stuff, but believe me, by the time it's over, no one will know, and you'll be happy with the results. Sorry about that. My ring light, which is up here, decided to turn off, but that's okay. So I'm going to also use my Staedtler 8 pigment liner. I already use a combination of 1.0 to create some of the darker areas, as well as the 0.7. I like these because they're permanent and they're archival, but depending upon how much ink you use, you may necessarily let it dry a couple of hours or overnight. I generally have like 3 or 4 designs I'm working on simultaneously because I never know what I'm going to want to continue working on. So I have various stages of completion. I'm going to use first the number 0.7, and because I already have quite a few areas that are more dark, and I want to offer some visual differences, and the easiest way is by applying different line weights. So, like I said, nothing in art is a mistake. You just go with the flow and see what happens. Okay, let's go with this. Now I like the background. I like using a combination of maybe watercolor or Caran d'Ache, but this one was created with using watercolor and a little bit of salt over here to soak up the watercolor. So I'm going to switch to my 0.5, and sorry about the hoodie I'm using because it's now kind of cold. I'm from Chicago and I live in a kind of old building, and it's cold. I'm going to go with my number 3 now, or actually 0.3, and it's really fine. And sorry if the camera is jiggling, but my camera and it's attached to my art desk. And if I move too fast or forcefully, the camera shakes a bit. A lot of the video is going to be sped up, but you can always slow it down if it becomes too much. Or if you want to, you can also speed up the process even more. Like I said, I enjoy watercolor, but I also enjoy doodling on top of my watercolor. It just a bit depends on when I'm feeling on the day. And as always, I don't know what I'm going to do from minute to minute or from second to second, but it's always interesting because I'm not locked in to a particular idea. And I also want to use a pen from the Uniball Signal, and the description below, all the supplies I'm using will be listed. But this is, whereas these are softer points, this is a much harder surface, so you can really add some more detail. And here I'm adding some simple cross hatching to give the background of this area some more depth. And I'm going basically small lines around the focal point here. And because I want to add a bit more dimension, even more, I'm going to go in with some more small lines, but this one is more or less vertical or horizontal versus the vertical. I'm going to go in with some slight shifting to darken it up even more. Going in with my 0.3 again. Just have fun. And not everything needs to be inked in. Just however you want. Another thing that I like to do, and I did it over here, is I like to use pointillism, which is stippling. So you start with spread out little pin pricks, dots, and you want to thicken it or have the dots closer together to affect the contour. And it's cool because it's very subtle, but it's cool. It's like fun. And let's close in a few of the circles to give it a bit more weight. And remember to have the grip on your ink loose. And if you go over the line, just incorporate it. And if you have certain patterns that you like to include, by all means, include it in your doodle, because it's for you, and it's kind of like okay to just have fun. I'm going to switch to my 0.5 and use this to give my 0.3 a little bit of break, so I'm not wearing down the tip. And I like to have a little bit more weight throughout the doodle to give the eye a chance to roam more freely. And I like to also use patterns at least 3 times in a doodle. So I have the squares here. I have the squares up here, the grids, and I have the grids down here. Going in with my 0.5 again, and you can use whatever point you want. Let's see, so see, I wasn't anticipating doing this, but I'm just going with the flow and seeing what comes up. Going in with my 0.3, rounding out some areas. Not necessarily everything. Okay, what do you think? Erasing, and since we're just messing around. Sun. Okay, so sign your work because you are an artist. So, what do you think? I hope you enjoyed today's session and enjoyed the doodle. Again, you can do whatever you want. Just do what you want to do and have fun doing it. So remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and just play around with your doodles. Until the next time, bye.